Hamas has responded to a ceasefire framework that could free hostages in Gaza, officials in Qatar and the group said on Tuesday, though the U.S. Secretary of State, who is in the Middle East for days of shuttle diplomacy aimed at rallying support for the deal, cautioned that there was still a lot of work to be done. In Washington, President Biden called Hamas's demands a little over the top without elaborating. An internal Israeli report estimates a fifth of the remaining 136 hostages have died. Israel has called securing the freedom of the hostages abducted to Gaza a key goal in its war against Hamas. So many in the country were shocked on Tuesday when it emerged that at least a fifth of the captives were already dead. The news was likely to worsen a furor in Israel, where a debate over the government's course of action in Gaza regarding the hostages has become divisive. Palestinians sheltering in crowded tent cities along the border between the Gaza Strip and Egypt were fearful on Tuesday after a senior Israeli minister reiterated that Israel's ground invasion would extend to Rafah, the southernmost city in the enclave, where hundreds of thousands of displaced people have ended up. The statement by Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has left Palestinians, many of whom are exhausted from relocating multiple times and sleeping in tents in cold and rainy weather, uncertain about where to seek safety. It was at least the second time in recent days that Mr. Gallant vowed to make such an advance. President Javier Milei of Argentina stepped off a plane in Israel on Tuesday to start his first state visit as president, and immediately promised to move his nation's embassy to Jerusalem. His declaration drew praise from the Israeli government and criticism from Hamas, the armed Palestinian group Israel is at war with in the Gaza Strip. A group of U.S. ambassadors stationed in the Indo-Pacific region is urging congressional leaders to secure passage of legislation providing assistance to Ukraine, Israel and allies in the Pacific, saying America's credibility with its strategic partners is on the line. Governments are watching what we do at this pivotal moment in history, a time when decisions that we take now will have lasting impacts for years to come, said the letter from 9 diplomats sent to Capitol Hill on Monday. They want to see that when the chips are down, the United States will be there for our allies and partners. Amnesty International said on Monday that Israeli forces were killing Palestinians in the West Bank with near total impunity as the world's attention focused on Gaza, demanding in a new report that the International Criminal Court step up its investigation into Israel's conduct in the Israeli-occupied area.